I'm here, guys. 1 second. I get a toothpick. Sorry, guys. I was eating dinner. So tired. 1 second. What's up, Landon? What's up, Demonic? The CIA is responsible here, okay? Yes, the CIA and some hints of Israel. Omega, what's up, man? What's up, Sen? What's up, Ruin? What's up, Strato? Whatever you're saying. Wait for more of you guys to step in. How everybody been? How's your evening? Or how was your day in general? It's been quite busy this today for me. I had to go to the laundromat to go wash clothes. So I woke up this morning, took my daughter to school, came home, took my clothes to the laundromat, dropped it off at the washer, came home, checked on, checked my emails and everything. Then had to go back to the laundromat to put my clothes in the wash, and the washer come out. The laundromat is only like 3 blocks down from my house. Walked all the way back down to the laundromat, put everything in the dryer, came back, worked on ate some lunch. No, not lunch, but breakfast. Took a nap because I'm tired and still tired. And I was like, damn, I'm streaming today for the 7th episode of Mugen TV podcast. So I said, I'm going to need to get some sleep in order to be ready for it. Then I wake up, come outside, about to walk back to the laundromat to go get my clothes. And when I walk out, I see all these police helicopters up in the air. So I'm like, what's going on? Because normally if it's police helicopters in the sky, they looking for somebody. So I'm like, what the hell? There's a lot of helicopters. So I go, and as I'm walking, I'm noticing that I'm getting closer and closer to where the helicopters are really circling around at. Just so happened, it's on the same block as the laundromat where I pretty much was washing and drying my clothes. As I get closer, I'm seeing like 5 police cars, like coming from both ends, blocking certain areas off and everything. I'm like, this is the most I've ever seen a bunch of cops, especially after, the defund the police and stuff like that. You hardly really see cops. But this is the first time I've ever seen cops clustered up like this. And I don't know what happened, but it was all this red tape, like at the corner where the laundromat is at. And you got the commissioner out there. You got all these police out there on both ends. And now you got police officers with the helmets on, got assault rifles. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So they being tight-lipped about it and everything. Still don't know what the hell was going on, who the hell they looking for. But they had the heavy artillery out this morning. So came back with my clothes and tried to take another nap for a little bit. And I was fucking exhausted. I was just tired, man. And then after that, by the time I laid down, I woke up. I had to look up. I'm like, damn, it's time to go pick my daughter up from school. No, picked her up from school. No, I had to go pick her up from school. But for some strange reason, my car's smoke started coming out the front of my car and stuff. I was wondering why I was driving. I kept smelling like something was burning. I'm like, what the hell was going on down? Pick my daughter up. I called my dad, like, yo, my car is smoking and stuff like that. So my dad was telling me to check certain things and stuff like that. And couldn't find out I was out of antifreeze or whatever. So I got home, got my daughter home, and my pops came to the house to go check the car to make sure if that's the case. Yeah, I was low on antifreeze, so my dad put antifreeze in my car and stuff, so my car is fine or whatever. And then I had to go do a YouTube video for Friday's video. So exhausted. Then try to lay down again. to get some more sleep before I get on this podcast. Couldn't get any sleep at all or whatever. And then I had to get dinner. I had to wait. I looked up. It was time for dinner. So here I had to go eat real quick. He said, just finished playing Marvel Scatcon Collection. Dope. He said, just got done eating Domino's. Dope. And Megan Lord, what's going on, brother? It's spoiler. They found Jasmine's body. Getting parts of the vehicle for vehicles sucks nowadays. Yo, what's up, Talcum? You don't have your own launch, your machine. So you don't have your own launch, your machine, ice. What is it? I'm trying to figure out what you're saying. It said I live about 20 minutes from the one they gave me the wrong center carrier barrier truck. Yo, what's up, Emerald? Have you ever frozen your wings by accident? Wings, a weenus? Oh, weenus by accident? No. Yeah, doing the laundromat thing sucks too. Nah, I don't got one. Nah, don't have a wash machine. Yeah, so I'm trying to get this food out of my teeth. No, I don't have a laundry machine. I'm playing Ghost Recon Future Soldier for PS3. Okay. So yeah, let me get to the normal program here. First, for starters, let me for those who may be interested in joining the Discord, I'll post a link in the chat. So if you're interested, you have a chance to get in. And then, of course, those of you who don't know I have a YouTube channel, I have a YouTube channel, Mugen Lord, Mugen TV. I'll cover a lot of gaming content here on this channel, some culture war stuff. I started out as a Mugen channel, which you don't know what Mugen is. It's a fighting game engine, allows you to create your own fighting games and stuff. So yes, I haven't done Mugen in a long time, but Mugen will return here on this channel that I was sprinkling into the channel. But I'm more so a gaming channel now. Talk about a lot of gaming news, give you my thoughts and opinions on it. I just added a anime corner. So now we start covering some animes that I enjoyed, that I like, and not even just anime, some cartoons too, like Invincible and all this other type of stuff that I'll be covering. So more so like my hobbies, my favorite things, my favorite form of entertainment and stuff like that. I'll be covering here on this channel. Also, I got the indie corner where I'll be covering a lot of indie games and creators and stuff like that. So if you're interested in what know the alternatives besides the mainstream gaming, AAA gaming and stuff, this would be a place to come to. You know what I'm saying? So you can definitely check out the first video of the indie corner, which is 13Z, the Trials of the Zodiac. You can definitely go check that out, and everything. So I'll post. Yeah, I already put the YouTube link there, so you can check it out. If you like what you see, you know, subscribe to the channel, hit the like buttons on the videos that you like. It helps me out in the algorithm. Oh, hold up. Cameron said, he said, what's up, Logan? I got drunk as fuck last night. Well, be careful. And then of course, I am also on X. I had an X account since, what is it? I had it for years. I may have had it since like 2012 or no, when was I around? 2013. But I was not active on it. I just started becoming active more recently. I became more active recently because of the culture war stuff. So I became active on X around 2023. So yeah, you can come here. You got any questions? You can definitely come. You can definitely ask me questions here. I talk about a lot of stuff. I'm not just gaming, because I talk about conspiracy theories, politics, culture war stuff. I'll talk about everything, whatever's on my mind. If you want to get into Mugen Lord's head and want to know where he's at in his head, you come here. You come to my X. You know, I talk about a lot of stuff. You know, so I get into a lot of discussions here. And if you have some questions or topics you would love me to research and look into, or maybe make it into a video at some point on my channel, just hit me a DM. You can definitely do that here as well. So I just saw a red line for the first time. Okay. It's absolutely astonishing art. Be careful, replays in my head as I'm actively about to do something dangerous. Have you heard that Sonic and DC Comics have a crossover? No, I haven't looked into that at all. And then, of course, you can check out Strike and Kill Tees. This is my brother's Strike and Kill's t-shirt business. We do custom tees. We don't just do custom tees, man. We do custom hoodies, sweatpants, leggings, halter tops, like swimsuits. We do it all. Wallets, mouse pads. So you can definitely come here for any design that you want to have done. And we also sell our own type of merch and everything here as well. And we're graphic designers, so you won't be able to find designs anywhere else but here. Can't find them nowhere else but here because we're the graphic designers. We're stationed in Philadelphia, of course. That's where our studio's at. We got our steam press machines and everything, where we do everything at the studio. If you live, locally, or you live nearby, you can actually come up and pick up your order instead of us delivering it to you through mail. You can actually come pick it up. Or if you live really close by, we can just drive it to you. So you get a chance to meet me and my brothers and stuff like that, or whoever goes out there and sends it out or whatever. So definitely, if it's something you consider, definitely look into it. Mugen TV will also have a shop pretty soon. So you'll be able to get like the Mugen TV shirts, like one of the shirts right here. You can get one of these shirts and everything. A couple of Mugen TV apparel you'll be able to get, mugs and all that type of stuff. So definitely look that out. Look out for that. And then, of course, Venus and Orion Comics will have a store here, too. You better get Venus and Orion Comics stuff as well. And you better check out what events we'll be at. With Strike and Kill Tuesday will be at. And also, soon, Venus and Orion Comics will be at these conventions this year as well. So definitely look into that, man. Definitely look into it. I'll post a link in the description as well. And then, of course, Venus and Orion Comics newsletter. I urge you to definitely subscribe to the newsletter. It's free. It costs you nothing. And what you get with this, well, you also get behind-the-scene news of what's going on before everybody else does. You get free stuff, too, like wallpapers, free wallpapers that you get that you be able to put on your desktop and your phone. Not only that, I will be having contests in tournaments and games and stuff like that this year, hosted by not Mugen TV, but Venus and Orion Comics and Mugen TV in collaboration of both. So in order for you to win merch and prizes and stuff like that, you have to be a subscriber to the newsletter. That's the only way you'll be able to participate in Venus and Orion Comics hosted tournaments and stuff like that. So you got to keep that in mind. So I urge you to subscribe. And a lot of you already subscribe. I got over 100 people that subscribe to the newsletter. It gives me a whole list of emails and stuff like that. So you can always stay in the know for Venus and Orion Comics. So I'll also post the links in the chat as well. So get on it, man. I mean, it doesn't hurt at all to actually check it out, Let's see what else we got here in the chats. Goes crazy. I've seen pilot, but never watched the movie. Emerald says, thinking of getting back into sketching again. I'm thinking of starting a couple before dinner. Dope, man. Michael Coulter says, oh man, that's high quality merch right there. Can you ship to Texas? Yeah, man. We gonna be shipping. We ship everywhere, man. Best anime streaming site I have found yet. Said, let me get my money up so I can get a Mugen TV shirt. That's dope. Yo, what's up, Ariel? What's going on? And as I said before, as far as Venus and Orion Comics are concerned, I'm working on the website. The website is almost done. I'm trying to get this done by the weekend, but it won't launch until April. I'm trying to get it ready by April. I said June, but now the way I've been moving, and I'm tired as hell. I've been working on this website like every day and everything. That's the cost of being independent, man. You're a one-man show most of the time because you don't really have the resources or the finance to hire people and stuff like that. A bunch of people to do different tasks and stuff. So you got to do a lot of stuff by yourself. So yeah, I've been working on this website. I'm proud of it. It came out really, really well. Can't really show you guys until it launches and everything. And hope you guys like it. And when it's available, when the shop does open, you'll be able to buy VK Chapter 1 for those who missed out on the pre-order campaign on Kickstarter. The only thing is you can't get the variant covers as I said before, you won't be able to get covers B, C, and D because those were exclusive to the campaign. So yeah, you won't be able to get cover C. You won't be able to get that since you missed out on it. You won't be able to get cover B. And of course, you won't be able to get cover. You won't be able to get cover D, which is the manga cover for those who are new here. The full wraparound and everything, anime style and stuff like that. So yeah, these are rare covers. So those who missed out, you won't be able to get these. So that's the end of these covers. The only cover that's available that will be available is the cover A, the base cover of VK. That will be available at the store, and there will eventually be a store cover that's exclusive to the store. So you can definitely go look into that and check that out when the website officially goes up. As I said before, the merchandise, some of the merchandise I already have at my desk. Young Raph, Hezekiah Draven, mouse pad that I use. I also got a VK mouse pad and stuff. And of course I got my tumbler. I love this thing. The tumbler of Hezekiah Draven. We got all the other brothers and Varion and other characters as well. And they come in different colors and stuff like that. So yep. So that's that with that. And as I said before, at the bottom here, you got all the links at the bottom to where Venus and Orion Comics are at on social media platforms and stuff. So definitely check it out. Let's see. You look tired. Yeah, I am tired. So the blue one is the one I wanted to grab, but construction just fell the hell out. So do a Venus and Orion comic mouse pad. I need the straight. Yeah, no, I have a I don't have it on me. I do have a Venus and Orion Comics mouse pad. I do have one. I just don't have it here. It's at the studio, but I do have a Venus and Orion Comics with the logo and everything, just the mouse pad with Venus and Orion Comics on it. I do have that. Yeah, there's a lot. I got a lot of merch. A lot of it's at the studio and stuff like that, like the display stuff to show you and everything. But I do have one of those, so you can get a whole Venus and Orion Comics collection. I got, like I said, I got a Venus and Orion Comics shirts, hoodies. I got a nylon bags. Also mouse. I said mouse pads. I think wallets, Venus and Orion Comics wallets and stuff like that, and Venus and Orion Comics tumblers and mugs. So yeah, you'll be able to get a whole Venus and Orion Comics set and stuff like that. So yep. So yeah, so today, so tonight's topic, man. We're gonna be talking about what I talked about today, the video that I uploaded today, where I was discussing how now we start to see our favorite legendary developers and these directors and producers, man. They're leaving these studios. They're leaving our favorite studios so they can go start their own studios. And why is that going on? And if you guys haven't checked out the video, I urge you guys to check out the video. I'll post the link. It's my newest video. It's my newest video. I'll post the link in the description. No, in the chat. My fault. Oh yeah, I'm also on Twitch TV. Twitch.tv/Mugen Lord. You can check me out on here. What's the character youngest? Is it what's the youngest character in my series so far? Well, I haven't showed any of those characters yet, so I can't spoil that. But my youngest characters would be around the age of like 15. They will be my youngest characters. And I can't say who they are yet because I haven't revealed them yet. But I'll be revealing those characters pretty soon. Hopefully they don't end up like the father of Mega Man or the father of Sonic, who's now in jail. Yeah, so if you haven't checked out that video right here, I urge you to go check it out, man. And you know, if you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and stuff. And also, if you're here in the chat, make sure you hit the like button on the stream and everything, because it definitely helps me out as well when it comes to the live stream side of things. But so you gonna do titty pads too? Yeah, I would love to do titty pads for my female characters of Venus and Orion Comics. It's wherever the demand is at. Like if the demand is there, I'll do it. even body pillows if the demand is there. So, what are your full thoughts on Monster Hunter Wilds? Well, I haven't played Monster Hunter Wilds, so my brother's got it. Like I said, I don't really. I'll be buying Monster Hunter games, but never play them. I'd be buying them and shit. As I said before, if the fans are enjoying it, they loving it, and giving the fun factor they've been yearning for, and they checking all the right boxes for longtime fans and gamers and stuff. I mean, all power to Capcom and stuff. I mean, I heard nothing but positive about it. I know I guess the only negative is that people say it's just too easy. That's the most things that I've said. Now, as far as Culture War is concerned, that's a different beast. Those are two different things. But just from a gaming aspect, which people are gamers, they want to talk about the games. If rather than not, the game is good. And as far as I'm concerned, people are loving the game. My brothers are enjoying the games. Monster Hunter Wild as well with their friends and stuff. So that's pretty much my opinion on it. But yes, developers, what's going on here? We starting to have developers really coming out, and they're coming out and they're giving they're voicing their opinions of what they believe and what's going on and how they feel about the current state of gaming. And this is from also Western studios, and it's also from Eastern studios. And I told you in 2025 that this was going to happen, that you're going to not only hear Eastern studios speak their mind about the gaming industry, you're also going to hear some Western studios. Despite how people feel about Western studios, I'm telling you right now, man, when it comes to this culture war stuff or this other side of the gaming culture, man, a lot of Western studios, you may be surprised, isn't really for this. It's an inside struggle. It's an inside battle. There's an inner battle going on within these studios, either from the executives or there's like a split division that's going on when it comes to who comes to this stuff with the ethics and all the stuff they inject into these games and stuff. So there's a war going on. You know, you have people that's against it, and you have people within certain positions that's for it and trying to push it. And a lot of the people on this side can't really speak out because they're afraid to lose their jobs. So there's a lot of inner conflict that's going on. And you're starting to see a lot of these developers coming out and they're speaking their mind about it. And as I said before, I like when Hideki Kamiya and all of them came out, and now they come out with their own studios. You got Clover Studios. You got some of the original or some of the best developers at Platinum Games. They left. Now they got Clover Games or Clover Studios or whatever it's called. I know it's called Clovers. And now got me scared about Platinum Games because some of the best people left Platinum Games. So now when I see Platinum Games have designers and developers behind some of these games, now I'm kind of scared because a lot of the good talent had left. So will we still get that same type of quality, especially if we're getting sequels to some of our favorite games that they were known for creating? You know what I'm saying? So now it got me scared. How is it going to work? Or is Platinum going to like subcontract, Clover Studios to work on the games? So it still kind of feel like, yeah, the original Platinum Games is still intact. It's just now they got them as subcontractors to do some of this stuff. We have to wait and see, And then we had the developer who worked on the Resident Evil franchises. He created Tango Games. Microsoft bought them out. So now Microsoft got a Japanese studio on their hands, and they squandered that. They end up selling off the studio. So he left before he even went down that way. He left, and now he started a brand new studio. You know what I'm saying? What about Rocksteady, the developers behind the Arkham games? We love the original Arkham games. But you see what happened with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. You see how that went to shit. You get what I'm saying? And you see how many times you've been hearing behind the scenes that we supposed to get a Superman game that fell through. All these failed games that never reached the surface. And now you wonder why. So you get the two CEOs of Rocksteady had abandoned their own company, and now they started a brand new studio. They haven't we don't know the name yet, but they started a new studio. Now they started a new studio. Now I'm waiting to see what they produce. Now that Rocksteady is now a mere shell of itself, so it's getting crazy. What about CD Projekt Red? Developers from CD Projekt Red, the original developers that worked on the Witcher series, they left the studio to start their own studio. So we're starting to see this pattern going on and on and on. So what does that say about the current state of the gaming industry? So I'm gonna go look through these comments real quick. So y'all remember that one Capcom teased with the astronaut and the special girl? Was that canceled? No, it wasn't canceled. It was delayed. It was actually delayed to this year because they had it yet last year. They had an actual teaser. It's called Stigmata. It's called something Stigmata or something like that. I think that's what it's called. Pragmata. I think it's called. And it looks interesting. But yeah, they had a trailer saying with the little girl, she had like a little piece of paper saying "I'm sorry," and it had 2025, I believe it was, if I can remember. So we'll probably hear more about it. We have to wait and see. Yeah, I recently started a game studio with my brother. We are working on fighting games mainly. That's dope, man. I can't look. As I said before on this channel, you guys are viewers of my channel, and I like to give back to my community. So whenever you guys have like a playable demo or something to present, like a trailer, let me know. I will cover it on the channel. I'll even interview you guys, have you guys come on to the stream, pitch your game. You know, like I want to give back to the community. So if you have, it's not even just games. If you have a comic book, if you have a novel, or whatever you may have, you know, in the entertainment space and stuff like that, let me know, man. Like I'll have you come on. I'll do a video about it and stuff. I like to help my community, man. You guys have been with me through my ups and through my ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? So let me know. Let me know about that. Oh, I get my damn water. All right, let me read the next comment. Yeah, Masahiro Sakurai. That's a video for Monday. What Masahiro Sakurai said that Japanese developers, should be worrying about focusing on catering to their Japanese audience and stuff. So that is a video. I'm recording that tomorrow. So that is a video for Monday. So yeah. There's too many Capcom games that were canceled, but I still want Where's my Mega Man Legends 3? I know, dude. I was so hyped for Mega Man Legends 3. I couldn't wait. I wanted that game so bad because, like I said, I like Mega Man, but I'm not like a super mega fan of Mega Man, like hardcore. But I like the Mega Man series. I love him as a character. I love his design. He's iconic for Capcom and stuff. And I always want to see new Mega Man games, you know? But out of all the Mega Mans, Mega Man Legends was the one that resonated with me the most. It was an action adventure RPG, and I loved every bit of it. And this Mega Man had even more personality and stuff. So I enjoyed the world. I enjoyed his characters. It had a lot of charm, for what it was at that time and at that moment. So the fact is that we was going to get a Mega Man Legends 3, and for the 3DS? Yeah, for the 3DS or something like that. And like I said, I'm not really a handheld guy, but I have my 3DS ready for that fucking game, and it never went down, and that's sad. Even if Naughty Dog bring back Jack and Daxter, I have little to no faith in it. Those games came out 20 years ago. All the good talent from the studios has since left. So it's only Naughty Dog in name. Yeah, that's what's going on. It is only Naughty Dog in name. And it's to the point where like I don't want those franchises to come back because they're going to destroy its legacies and things like that. Unless, like I said, unless we experience a gaming reset or where they start laying off more people, and they're actually going to start hiring people based on their skill set that actually want to make games and stuff like that. And if you're going to make another Jack and Daxter game, the thing they need to do is they gotta hire fans like that's in the game industry who has been fans of those games and would love to do a remake and reboot the franchise to make a newer games within the series or within the Jack's universe, and everything. And that's how I think it should be done. It said that's awesome. My studio will eventually do a few games. I said I have an idea for a couple for like 20 years. Sakurai is a genius when it comes to gameplay and design. I love his YouTube channel. I wish his videos were dubbed in English. Yeah, I know. He said it's exciting seeing where these indie studios go once they escape From the Corporal's Control. Pragmata looks really interesting to me. Hideki Kamiya left. Oh god, yeah, yep. When Masahiro Sakurai spoke out recently, I didn't think he was talking about wokeness specifically, but they appreciate. Yeah, I'm not saying no. When these studios talk, they ain't talking about wokeness. They just still talking about catering. In Sakurai's case, he's not talking about wokeness, but he still sees that these games are getting diluted when you're trying to cater to a global audience or to a certain demographic in the West and stuff like that. And their games are losing their charm, they're losing their essence and stuff like that. So yeah, you'll never hear a studio come out and talk about wokeness and shit like that. Especially the Japanese and stuff like that. But I understand what he said. I said it. Didn't we just talk about it? I said that, saying that these Japanese games need to be Japanese again. We love these games because they were Japanese. They need to stop taking all this shit from the West and stuff and then interjecting in their games. Then their games are no longer Japanese. Now we just getting like a variation of the West. You know what I'm saying? So I'm starting with short fantasy and horror movies, stop motion videos, and at the moment working on a mecha themed trading card game. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how that game is going to be. Rockstar as well. Like yeah. I've been hearing rumblings about Rockstar. It's about to fumble as far as what's been going on with their studio, and we won't find anything out until we see Grand Theft Auto 6. Said nice, and I do stop motion and animation too. Movie Lord will do. Yo, what's up, Kami? He's your profile pic. He said, David, I believe you're correct. I think he wants to get back to making things that represent his culture. Yes, exactly. Yep. What's up, Vernon? Are they going to be regular shooting games or side scrollers, beat 'em ups? That's cool as hell. I hope to collaborate with people once I get time, get a big experience under my belt. I said I wish we could get a Mega Man Legends. We'll probably get that. I think that's gonna be we already got the Mega Man X collection. I wouldn't be surprised that we get the I think we will get the Mega Man Legends collection. It'll most likely come with Mega Man Legends 1 and 2 and the Misadventures of Trombone. I got all three of those games. I got all three of them. All of them are good. All of them are good. I said I'd rather franchises die with grace than for them to be zombified to be put down again. I hear you, man. So are they going to be fighting games like Street Fighter, or are they going to be like Final Fight, like you talking about like beat 'em ups? So I believe that will happen in the near future. Man, just remake of Mega Man Legends. Yeah, I'm fine with a remake of Mega Man Legends. They don't need a AAA budget. They could be double A. The world felt so alive, even though it was a PlayStation 1. Yeah, man. I fell in love with the characters. I love Mega Man Legends. I played that game like 5 times when I was young. Like I played it over and over. I love the hell out of Mega Man Legends, man. I loved it. If I want a Western game, I'll just play Western games. We need Mega Man falling off that moon. Yeah, Mugen Lord, exactly. One of the reasons why we've been seeing a lot of crappy games made is because a lot of games have been politicized. When I start on my gaming studio, I'm going merit based. Yep. So you're going to love it. So I will play differently. Yeah. It says I'm really bummed out after the Battle Network collection came out. Mega Man has been silent in news ever since. And those Mega Man collections, man, they've been making money. So it's more so rather we have to just wait and see what they do. Because I have a feeling if they do like a Mega Man Legends collection, I wouldn't be surprised that Mega Man Legend 3 will follow after. You know? The Japanese don't understand what wokeness is. So I miss side scrolling beat 'em ups too. I'm working on River City Girls now. Yeah, man, like beat 'em ups are alive and well now, man. Like especially when Streets of Rage came out, man. When Streets of Rage 4 came out, man, I know there was some before Streets of Rage 4, but when Streets of Rage 4 came out, man, I've been starting to see a lot of the damn games. I still gotta buy River City Girls. I want it physical. And River City's Girl. Then we saw Power Rangers. Then we seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Double Dragons. We starting to see a lot of these beat 'em ups, and that's good that it's coming back, man. And they bringing them back in a retro fashion sense, like Mega Man X was way better than the original series. Oh, what's up, Night and Nair? Said I wanted to make fan fiction stories on the website fan fiction, but don't know where to start. Just start. Write something. Like it's not about where to start, just start, and then you'll feel your way. Because if you don't know if you're constantly thinking about where should I start, you ain't gonna never do anything. You ain't gonna never do shit. Just start writing. Just start. And then you'll figure that stuff out as you do it, as you progress. So I'm starting to leaning more towards JRPGs more. I love JRPGs. Mega Man has limited movement options with no acceleration. That's why he can't compete with Mario or Sonic or even his. Yeah, I mean, like, he don't need to compete with them. Just like Mega Man is a whole thing to itself. Man, I've been seeing Mega Man like fiends, like how they go through the levels and stuff like that. It's just phenomenal, especially when they speed run Mega Man games. I had no doubts about Street Rage 4 when announced. Once I played it, best game ever made. Yep. But wasn't Kenji Ifune the writer of the series, Legend series? Since he won't be on board anymore, one of the original Vision of Man Legend story would be the same if you get Legends 3. They'll probably continue it. What's up, Rocky? So yeah, so that's what essentially what's going on right now is that these developers, they're starting their own studios, and like I said, like the team that left CD Projekt Red to start their own studio, and they about to release their first game from their studios. They said that the reason why they left is because they stunted there's been a stomp in creativity. They're not allowed to go out and try and experiment and try different things and push new boundaries and stuff to offer a fresh gameplay experience. And instead, a lot of the things that's going on, either it's the politics or either them chasing trends and creating and wanting to constantly create franchises and stuff. They're not allowing them to have creative freedom and stuff. And like I said, you do have passionate developers within these studios who want to create great games. They're passionate about developing games, designing games. They're passionate about it. But now, since gaming went mainstream, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's worth more than Hollywood. Back then, gaming had to rely on Hollywood to get attention, and they would die to have some of their movies in Hollywood. Now, Hollywood is knocking on gaming's door. Sonic proved that. The Mario Brothers movie proved that. And we're going to start seeing a lot more video games starting to get movie adaptations because Hollywood is running dry. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to ideas. So you have a lot of these developers within all these studios, within Rocksteady, within CD Projekt Red, within Platinum Games, within Square Enix, and any other studios. They want to create games because they grew up. They've been designing games since I was a kid. This became a passion for them. They enjoy this. They wake up every morning, every day, wanting to do this. You know what I'm saying? And here it is now that everything became so politicized, everything became so corporate. Now they have been shackled. They've been shackled down, and they can't express their creative juices. You know what I'm saying? They can't go all out. So now they rather leave. They rather leave these companies. These companies that they put over 20 years of their hard, blood, sweat, and tears into, and now they have to abandon it and just go out and work on their own. And as I said, Azawa, the developer behind that worked at NetEase, and he worked at that studio that they made specifically so they can work on Visions of Mana. And right at the Visions of Mana, they end up shutting them down, and everybody had lost their job. So now he started his own studio. It's going to be a while before we know what game they're working on because he just started the studio, but he wanted to create an environment for his employees to know that, like, your job is safe. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to get punished for making a good game. You know what I'm saying? You make a good game, it does well, and you still lose your job. Like, none of that is going to happen here. You need job security. If employees know they have job security and stuff, they're going to work. They're going to work even better. Now now they're not stressing out. They're not panicking. You know what I'm saying? And they don't feel overburdened and stuff. And people got to understand, like, when you're running a company or you running a group or a project, man, when you're a leader, man, you have to be a good leader because good leaders build great morale within the company, within a group, within a friend circle, or whatever the case may be. When you have a good leader, man, people's going to be willing to follow behind you. You know what I'm saying? And if the leader takes responsibility and take accountability for fucking up, employees respect that even more because they say, he's jumping in front of us to take the bullets. for errors and stuff like that. And we're not getting blamed. He's not throwing us under the bus, or she's not throwing us under the bus. You know what I'm saying? Like he or she is taking responsibility, and employees remember shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to work to their damage, and they always going to have their bosses back because their boss got their back. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it's supposed to be. That's how you create a great culture within companies and stuff, especially in the gaming industry, man. That's how you create good relationships with your employees, where they don't mind doing overtime when you ask them could they stay and do some extra hours. They don't mind because the environment is a healthy environment, and it's like a second home to them. And especially when now, like, our boss is like really, really cool and stuff like that, you know, and we're not going to do anything to overstep our boss, or we ain't going to do anything that's going to embarrass our boss because he went out his way to embarrass himself for us, or she went out her way to embarrass herself for us. So now they're going to be more willing to come to work. They're going to be more willing to put in those extra hours because now work is a second home and it's fun now. They look forward to see the rest of their co-workers and stuff like that, because now it's like a second family that they have. And then when your boss is awesome and stuff like that, he's even more fun, and everybody's more productive, and everybody's happy and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Let's read comments. Damn, you guys are going. Now I remember where the fuck I'm at. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Also, I can't wait to play. Yeah. Was it Atelier Yumia this week? It looks dope. Yumia is so beautiful. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check. I may have to pick it up. Is it also coming to Xbox? Because some will get on the Xbox physical if it's physical. Modern day Western gaming, Western AAA's game devs is held hostage by purple-haired, nose ring wearing childless cat ladies. I wouldn't even say the purple hairs, man. It's just people, just activists in general. And it's not even just the activists, man. It's these greedy executives too, man. Everybody's playing a part in this. It's these greedy fucking executives. You know what I'm saying? All they worrying about is trying to maximize profits. They don't understand the nature of the beast. They don't understand the nature of the culture of video games in general. All they care about is how they can get their money flipped and get double back in return. So they don't care. So they'll put whoever's in charge or whatever like that, as long as you make their money. So they don't care. So they also play a fault in this too. So you have poor mismanagement, you have everything. And the sad part about it is these developers, they work hard, they go through crunch time and everything. The game fails and stuff, and guess who get punished? They get punished, while the ones who are in charge, the ones who co-signed, the ones who enabled it, the ones who enforced it, are the ones that still keep their job. So that's why these companies keep fucking up, because the people who's really responsible for it don't get fired, while the ants and the worker bees are the ones that get fired. The developers who really wants to make a good game but can't. You know what I'm saying? They get fired, while the motherfuckers at the top, or the motherfuckers that's left in charge, are the ones that still keep their job. And as long as they keep their job, they're gonna keep making the same mistake. Same thing with Concord. Concord, at the end of the day, cost them almost nearly $1 billion. Almost nearly $1 billion. That's one of the biggest losses in gaming history, especially from Sony themselves, right? And here it is, this man still has his job, when he was the one that set all this stuff in motion within Sony itself. This dude still have a job. He still has a position, while everybody else in that damn studio is gone. Everybody else. Because I'm like I said, that animation team at Concord, despite how the characters look, that animation team is awesome. They're like Concord, as far as the animation, the cutscenes and stuff like that, some of the best stuff I've ever seen in current gen. Even the animations and the movements and the gun reloads and stuff, top-notch animation. Those people are passionate in what they do. They just so happen to work on a shitty game. You know what I'm saying? And they lose their job, while the motherfucker who set everything in motion still keep their position. What do you mean? You're working on Riddle City Girls, got future friends. We are working on 2 fighting games. One's more like a brawl fest. The other is a more traditional fighting game. Ever play Arcana Hearts is all. Well, I don't know. I never played it, but I know of the characters because of Mugen. I love Mega Man X. I just suck at playing it. Mugen Lord. I'm also going to be doing a lot of first-person shooters as well, and I will not repeat and not put the campaign. Well, what I like my studio with Venus Orion Comics, no Venus Orion Games. My goal is like there's gonna be like more so like I'll be trying a lot of genres, but my main forte for Venus Orion game studios for Venus Orion games will more so be RPGs and RPGs and fighting games will be like the main two, but I will be doing other genres and everything. Now, I will be RPGifying and cross mixing genres together because I always had a dream where I really wanted to make a first person shooter role playing game, like RPG. I really want to make a like where you shoot the monsters, the numbers come up and stuff. There's a class system and everything, special abilities. You know what I'm saying? There's towns you can go to, and it's a linear storytelling and stuff like that. Skill trees and all kinds of stuff. And it's gonna be like a sci-fi type of first-person shooter and stuff like that. There's gonna be like plasma swords and weapons and stuff, guns and everything. Interesting characters, and it's gonna have that more of that Japanese aesthetic. It's gonna be. I'm not going for realism. I'm going for aesthetics. So my character's gonna have some aesthetics. It's not gonna be realism. It's gonna go for aesthetics, you know, to make the game stand out more and stuff like that. And I always wanted to. And you better give your party members commands and stuff like that. And I think it'll be awesome. And then, like I said, you're not going to just have like 4 characters. You'll probably have I'll probably have like 8 different party members, different backgrounds, different abilities and attacks and stuff like that. I always wanted to do a first-person shooter, actual first-person shooter role-playing game. Like it's going to have deep RPG mechanics and elements, but it's a first-person shooter. You know, I always wanted to do something like that. So I recently gotten back into God Eater series. Yeah, I couldn't get in. I couldn't get it. Like I couldn't get into God Eater. I got it on the PS4. I heard from this cool it was more of a businessman than a game creator. Yeah, I could tell a lot of it. Like this dude, like people are just pissed off at Ifune. Western AAA the joke. The blame is on the wrong people that can't have any children. That reminds me to go back into God Eater series. I was playing a little bit of God Eater 1 a few years ago. I wonder if we'll get a soft reboot of Bayonetta under the new Clover. Well, that only depends on if Platinum Games and Clover Studios is working together. If not, they're going to what Clover Studio will do, kind of like with the Xeno series, since you know Hideki and them they left Platinum, they can't take Bayonetta unless he has full rights to Bayonetta. Then yeah, he can reboot it with Clover. But if he doesn't have any rights to Bayonetta, he won't be able to use. He can't make another Bayonetta unless it's in partnership with Platinum. And if they're not going to do a Bayonetta, and Platinum wanted to continue to do it without Hideki and Clover Studios, then he would have to make his own Bayonetta. He would have to do what he had to do, like what Monolith Soft did. Have to do reboots, but now you can't use the original property. You have to do a different property that's a spiritual successor to the original source material. So they'll have to do that. I think that's what happened. Isn't that what happened with let me see. I'm trying to remember. No, that was something else. So I really loved Armored Core growing up. Being able to play what was essentially a Gundam was awesome. Yeah, Armored Core was hard as fuck. I never beat any of them damn Armored Core games when I was young. What's up, Kami? Said things that can only come from people that grew up with a certain culture. Zone of the Enders is my favorite super mech. Yeah, my brother and my dad, they loved it. I never played Zone of the Enders. They got both the games, and I love the soundtrack. Hopefully, will make a spiritual successor. That would be dope. Never got to play it. I heard it was awesome years. Yeah, and during the time Zone of Enders came out, that was during the time the PS2 had no fucking games. It was early on. So people were hungry for a PS2 game. I knew I was hungry. My dad was hungry for a PS2 game because there was no games earlier on in PS2. So when Zone of the Enders came out, my dad grabbed that as fast as possible. It looked interesting. But the PS2, we needed some games to play because most of the time I was mostly playing PS1 games on my PS2 because the games were coming out really, really slow. They were like hardly any games early on the PS2. It was fucking depressing as hell. So man, I wish Bow Tie the Sun in Your Hand come back. Is that the game on the Game Boy Color? I think my brother had that, and it has that the cartridge had like a special solar reader or something like that, or whatever like that, and it affects the gameplay or something. It was unique and interesting. What's up, Monster? Is there a difference between crunch culture and overtime working? Well, no, overtime is like it's not. It's like what overtime is like, say for instance, to try to give you an example. It's like if your job is short on staff or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So they need people, and they have limited resources, so they need people. So they need you to stay that they need people to do overtime in order to make up for whatever they're lacking and stuff like that. So that's overtime. You're doing those hours and stuff like that. Crunch time is when you have like a project or something like that, like game developers working on the game is a project. Or if you work in corporate America, sometimes you're broken up into projects, you're broken up into groups. So you have a deadline you have to meet. So crunch time is pretty much as you get closer to your deadline, if you're not finished or if you're not at a certain point that you need to be as you getting close to that deadline, you're forced. There's nothing you can do about it. You're forced to do those hours. And sometimes those hours are insane. They're more insane than overtime. They're way more insane than overtime. So now you're doing crunch time. And you also got to understand, there's when it comes to game development, depending on what your contract is, you have some contracts to where developers would get a bonus depending on how much the game makes. So they may not even get anything on the front end. They may get paid less at the front end or whatever their contract is, but they more so will get most of the payment by the end or depending on how well the game sells. So it depends on the contract and stuff. So you can imagine that you're not really getting paid as much on the front end. So you're doing all this slave work, you're crunching, you're doing all this time, and then all of a sudden the game doesn't sell well. Or what's been going on, I think, was it Gearbox? It was one of those companies that before where they was promised people had, I think it was Gearbox during the time of what's the name of that damn game? Can't remember that damn game by Gearbox, that first person shooter RPG. I'm so tired. But anyway, I think the executives, they got bonuses while the employees that actually worked on the game and was going through that fucking crunch time, they were promised a bonus but never got it or some shit like that. And only the execs got the bonuses. So like I said, there's a lot of politics and there's a lot of that stuff. There's a lot of shady shit that goes on within the gaming industry and stuff. And like I said, there's even developers out there that's even telling young people, don't even get into gaming, like game design. You got some out there that say, don't even do it. It's not what you expect. It's not what you dreamed of. I think I could be wrong. French Athlete is the first game that to ever have released an enterprise. It is physical too, so totally pick it up. Yeah, so yeah, I'll pick it up. These dumb-dumbs are high mind. Didn't he know? Could you even make that Sun game? I don't know. Like, that's a good question. Mugen Lord exactly is that is exactly how I want to start my company right there. I want my company to be a good environment for my employees. I want them to be happy to come to work. Can you imagine an Eastern game with Concourse budget? He said Gundam Encounters in Space. PS2 is my favorite Met game. PS2. They return to 5 games. Activists of the gaming industry also doesn't get punished for the things they do, like that Black Man Wukong fiasco. Rebecca Valentine should have been. Yeah, well, like I said, like people within this industry, they're protected, like these journalists and stuff like that. And it's called failing upwards. You know, they do a shitty job, they do bad reporting, even in Hollywood. They bad press, or they're bad directors, or they're bad leaders within these movie studios and stuff. And the movie bombs and fail, and yet they put them in charge of another big franchise after they failed and destroyed a previous franchise. So they keep failing upwards, or they end up climbing up in the company and stuff like that. They keep failing upwards. They're not getting punished for it, and that's also happening within the gaming space too. So what rating would you give your game? Talking about me? I know I'm late to the comments, guys. It would probably be like a mature rating, I guess. Of getting game science cancer. I'm trying to make fighting games on Godot with animal robots, a 4-button fighter with new jumps. Okay. I thought about implementing RPG menus for my game, and I'm working on it, but it's outside my wheelhouse to know how to do it. I thought Radical the Porcupine would be a platformer. No, I said no. Radical Porcupine is the platform. I said I will be doing other genres, but my main forte will be RPGs and fighting games or whatever. But I will be doing other genres. But my main two genres is going to be mostly RPGs and fighting games. But I will be doing other genres. So of course, Radical Porcupine will be a platformer, action adventure platformer and stuff like that. So yeah, that's still the case with that. If we get Bayonetta 4, they either need to reboot the series or pretend the third game doesn't exist the way Bayonetta did. I was still want to be at that point. Porcupines are pretty scary in real life. I've seen a dog face get super messed up by a porcupine. I think a lion died. I have Zone of the Enders too. I bought the PS2 for that. That one lineup was stacked as hell. But yeah, there was no fucking games out only except the Final Fantasy. Yeah, PS2 started getting good once Final Fantasy X and Grand Theft Auto 3. That's when they started. When Grand Theft Auto 3 and Final Fantasy X came out, it was over. Final like PS2 just took charge. And it's crazy how the Dreamcast lost. The game Dreamcast lost to the early PS2 because of that DVD player. Because PS2 launch was ass. PS2 did not have it. Their launch lineup was ass. I was curious as to why people hated the enemy. They had the experience and ended myself. Yeah. Doing this one guy even crossover Battle Network, from what I recall. Awesome. Sony Enders 2. Is he? Yeah, I heard about that. I think Keel played the VR. Yeah, Landon is the shitties and all. Battleborn, Borderlands. Yep, that's the game. What's up, Christian? It said, now I'm caught up with the chat. Okay. It said Mugen lore, and not to mention game developers ain't getting paid shit. Yeah, man. Like it's game developers, they're struggling out here, man. They're struggling out here, and they're not getting paid enough for what they do, and they get punished when their bosses are the one that's fucking things up. You know what I'm saying? They shitty decisions and stuff like that, and then the employees suffer for it while the person in charge still keep their job. And that's the problem. I think that needs to be fixed. That needs to be fixed, man. And it's just so crazy, man. Like earlier today, man, another video came on that they were just talking about gaming in the 90s and early 2000s, and I was saying to myself, like, man, like that time period, man, that shit just does something to me, man. It almost hurts because I didn't know how good, especially as a gamer, man. Like I didn't know how good I had it back then. You know, of course, I'm enjoying that time period, but to me now, I feel like I didn't enjoy it enough. I didn't get enough of it. I didn't enjoy it enough, you know, back then in gaming, man. As when I was young in the 90s, man, it was just gaming on my brain constantly. I'm in school thinking about, oh, I can't wait to get home to complete this level. I can't wait to get home to finish this, to beat this boss, level these characters up. And I'm just constantly just thinking about those times of gaming that I really, really enjoyed, staying up, especially on the weekends. I'm more so, especially as a kid, you had to go to school and stuff. So yeah, I played my games during the week, but you couldn't really have that much long time because you had to go to bed and get ready for school. But man, I always look forward to Fridays and the weekend, man, because on the weekends, I'm already thinking in my head that, yo, I'm staying up all fucking night. I'm not going to bed. I'm staying up all night and I'm playing video games. I'm staying up all night, and especially when on the weekend, mom is cooking dinner. You know, dad's home, and everything like that, or mom and dad may order some pizza or something like that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just in my room, you know, playing my consoles and stuff like that, man, just enjoying every moment, every bit of it, man. Especially, man, when I was playing Star Ocean Second Story, man. Man, I was just couldn't wait to come the fuck home. I was in 8th grade when that came. I was in 8th grade when that game came out. I couldn't wait to go home and play that damn game. Man. I was thinking about that game all day. Couldn't wait to get my hands on Star Ocean every day. Final Fantasy VII was the same way. And when Final Fantasy VII came out, I was in 5th grade when that came out. I was looking forward to that damn game. Suikoden was such a fucking experience. I didn't know what the fuck it was because the box was so deceiving. The box art was ass. Well, the American box art. I don't know about the Japanese box art, but the American box art was poor representation of what Suikoden is. And man, once I actually sat down and played that game, man, and when Suikoden came out, I believe I was in maybe 3rd or 4th grade. I believe. I'm trying to remember. Maybe 3rd or 4th grade when Suikoden came out. Loved the hell out of that damn game, man. Played the hell out of it. Let's see where we at. Today, Trump is going to get on it. If Radical Porcupine is in a fighting game. Oh, Radical Porcupine will be in my fighting games. What did I tell y'all? When I'm doing my Venus Orion comics, like I told y'all, my Venus Orion games is a separate universe, and my Venus Orion comics characters are in their comic continuity universe. But when I do my fighting game, I'm bringing all that shit together. It ain't gonna be just it ain't gonna be just my comic book characters and stuff. No, I'm gonna have my RPG characters. I'm gonna have Radical the Porcupine, and my fighting game is gonna be a tag game. It's gonna be, you can be able to switch your characters in and out of battle. It's gonna be high. It's gonna be high stakes. Like it's gonna be tense. Like what I want to do with my Orion Chaos Fighters. A mechanic I want to do like how Marvel Alliance, when you put certain teams together, you get special bonuses and stuff. So on the character select screen, when you choose certain characters that either come from the same series or they actually crossed over or they teamed up, like in the comics and stuff like that. If you pair them together, you'll get a team label, and you'll get a specific super or special or whatever for that team. You'll get a unique like power up or a unique special cinematic special for like your level 3 and stuff for your team that's specific to that team and stuff like that. And of course, you can still mix up your teams and stuff, and you'll get like a generic or default like team special when you have mixed teams. But when you put teams of characters together that actually belong together or actually interacted with each other at some point in their comics or crossed over, you get a special stat, like I said, stat buff or whatever the case may be, whatever that power up or whatever that case may be and stuff like that. So it's going to be like a lot of strategy to it. Like, you know, if you put together, for a perfect example, if it may be like it may be a 2v2 tag or a 3v3, or it may be like 3, but then your 4th character is like a special assist character or something like that. But anyway, if you put like Hezekiah, Young Raph, and you put Siona and a Great Samaritan, for example, if you put them on the same team together, then that would make the Valiant and Cinders, which is that team that's in this poster right here. This poster right here. So if you put them together on the same team, you get the Valiant and Cinders team, and you get like a specific special super for that combination of characters, and maybe a stat buff or whatever they may get unique to that team setup and stuff. So I like to do stuff like that. So I would sleep for 4 hours and wake up, energize, and play. Yup. Back young still. Yup. You were about the same age then. Star Ocean Second Story, or do you have it? Yeah, I got Star Ocean Second Story on the PS1. I'm gonna post comment asshole pop up out of nowhere. Or fake accounts. We didn't even get a story where Bayonetta and Luca got together and started a family. Yep, that was me do gaming in the 90s and early 2000s. was beast. I cherished that moment. Yup. I would prefer that as the plot of the game. Then the 3 kids would never understand the graphical jump. That's what I'm talking about, Talcum. They would never understand that. Dude, you don't understand. That powerful jump definitely came in when Dreamcast came in. Dude, my brain couldn't even process what I was seeing on the screen when Dreamcast came out. Because we went from the 64 and the PlayStation to the Dreamcast. That was a radical jump. And then the PS2 came. And then when the GameCube came, the GameCube was really powerful. That was a jump, especially you jumping from Smash Brothers 64 to Smash Brothers Melee. That was a radical fucking jump. You know what I'm saying? And then when the Xbox came out, Xbox blew everything out of the water. When my dad unboxed his Xbox and he booted up Halo at the midnight release when we got home, and we had dad to be to work the next day, we had to be to school because when Xbox, the original Xbox and GameCube came out, I was in 9th grade. I was a freshman in 9th grade. So man, when that Xbox came out and the Xbox dropped first, the Xbox came out on Thursday, on a Thursday. No, it came out Friday morning. It came out on Friday. We did the overnight release. GameCube didn't, because GameCube didn't come out on Sunday, so I couldn't wait to get my console. I'm excited to see my dad with his Xbox. And what we did was my dad got the Xbox the on launch year, and I got the GameCube on launch year. And then the next year on Christmas, I got the Xbox, and then my dad got the GameCube. And that's how we did it and stuff. So yeah, I'm excited for dad. He got his Xbox. I'm waiting for Sunday to get my GameCube. And you gotta remember, back then, especially Nintendo don't do overnight releases. They do early morning releases like 7 a.m. And they used to release consoles on a Sunday. So GameCube, I had to wait until Sunday. Dad got his Xbox for the midnight release. We went to the midnight release with Dad and me and Keo, and got the Xbox and stuff. Came home and booted up Halo Combat Evolved. And man, me and my dad and my brother Keo was like, my dad said, "Yo, son, like this is it. This is the future." Dad looked at us, and Dad was like, "This is it, son. This is the future. Like, I can't see it getting any better than this." And that was the first Xbox, you know. He said, "What game are they playing right now?" I think they're playing Marvel Rivals. That's why they're doing all that yelling. And he said, "Wait, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, do you want your game to be 2D or 3D?" My fighting game, yeah, my fighting game would be it would be 2.5D, kind of like how Dragon Ball Fighters, the character models are 3D, but it's 2D, so it'd be something like that. I have a fighting game that's going to be like Street Fighter. It's called X Divide. That was another game I had in mind and stuff like that. That would be like my Street Fighter. Oh yeah, I got the remaster. I got the remastered version. I got the PSP version, and I got the remastered version on the PS5. PS3 and Xbox yeah, definitely. PS3 and Xbox 360 was a major leap. Stop birthdays and Christmas the same year I started working during the summer. I was 12. He said he wasn't far off. I think if he said it for the day, he'd be right. And he said 4K, 120. Yeah, he said, but I got really badass rollerblades and a half pipe built in my backyard that year too. My dad always went all out on the gifts. Yeah, that's awesome, Sam. And yeah, man, my dad was like, man, it can't get any better than this, man, because like Halo, the AI, when the little monsters used to run around and they used to run like cowards and then call for help, and man, that was just something. And then it just kept getting better. Gaming just kept getting better. Like every day, like I said, back then, every day, man, there was a new game every day, man. You couldn't keep up with everything. Like even how spoiled I was that my dad and my mom was able to get me whatever game that I want and get my brothers whatever game that they want. Even despite we getting whatever we want, there was still not enough. There was still too many games to get everything. So we still, despite all the games that I got, I still missed out on games because there was just too many of them. The competition was thick out there back then. There were so many studios. You gotta understand, there were so many game studios. So many. And a lot of these game studios today don't exist no more. A lot of them fell under. But some of them created some memorable experiences that you'll never get ever again. That's when the competition was thick. This is before the games still wasn't mainstream yet. So you had so many studios. It was just game developers just throwing ideas out there to see what stick. Sometimes they don't always hit the target, but they still gave you an experience that you would never forget. Now you can't do it today because game development has become too fucking expensive. You can't do it no more. That's why now studios are getting very, very limited now. And now you're just stuck with franchises now and constant franchises and sequels. You know, you only got the indie space that's really going out trying to, do very, varied things, different things, or bring back some of that retroness. You know what I'm saying? And I think, in my personal opinion, we can go back to that era. But what they would have to do is they got to stop with this AAA budgets. Like, we have to go back to double A. We need more of the double A's. Because the double A's, is a smaller budget. But when developers had a smaller budget, man, that's when developers really, they show off their development chops. Because they work within the means, of the budget and the limits that they have. And they do it, they work their damnedest to get what they get out of it. But it seemed like for some strange reason, with all these big fucking budgets, they just fucking shit up more for some strange reason. You know what I'm saying? So I think in order for us to get back to that, I think I'm going to have a game crash at some point. I mean, they already saying that the bubble has already burst, that we are going to experience a crash, or we are in the midst of a crash more and more as these studios and these layoffs happen. But I think we're going to go through an era of just double A gaming. We're going to go through an era of that. Double A gaming. Small budget games, but these games got replayability, great gameplay, and storytelling. I think we wanted to go through a cycle of that, or an era of that. You know what I'm saying? And then what happens is these double A games become popular, and now those double A games can be eventually get triple A budgets. Because it earned its right. It earned its spot. You know what I'm saying? It earned this spot to be a triple A game. Because it went through the hardships and the grind of being double A. Nope, I don't care for Skyrim. I don't care for Fallout. Don't care for them games. I know people say them games are good, but them games were ugly games. I was never into Fallout. I was never into Skyrim. Those games are glitch. They are glitchy messes. The animations are janky. I'm not into Western RPGs. Don't care for Skyrim. Don't care for Fallout. Never care for Bethesda at all. Would you let your characters be guest characters in other mediums? It'd be sick. Yeah. I wouldn't mind my characters. I'd love to see. Yeah, like if Eric July wanted me to do like a crossover with Riververse, I would most definitely like to do something like that. I don't like in other mediums and stuff like that. Shit, I would love that. I would love my character to be in like a Street Fighter game or a Tekken game or Dead or Alive or something like that. Like, I would love my character to be in the Japanese properties as well. Same way you could solve the movie market, the internet. I think Ripper should do a fighting game or these decent Libra. Yeah. I think Eric July's characters would work better as a fighting game. I wouldn't. It like as far as like a story driven game, no. But as far as a fighting game, yeah, I could see Eric July having Isom and Yara on them, and I would pick Yara. It better be a tag game if Eric July did a fighting game with the Ripperverse. It got to be a tag game, so I can have Yara, Horseman, make it like a 2v2 or 3v3, and I'll be set to go. Is that though? Personally, I hope you surpass the Ripperverse. His stories so far seem very bargain bin. I mean, I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna try hard, man, to give y'all a story, give y'all some stories to like. And like I said before, I'm gonna try, man. Like I'm really serious about this. So I'm trying my hardest to get to improve as I make these books and and you'll see the evolution of my writing as I keep working. I'm working on this stuff. I'm always working. That's why I'm so tired, because I'm always working on VN's Orion Comics. I can't wait till y'all see the website and stuff. But yeah, man, like my characters, man, is I've just been inspired by so many things that I've grown up as far as Western properties and Eastern properties are concerned. So I've been thinking about these characters for a very, very long time and stuff. And since I love anime and stuff like that, I'm definitely like going the anime approach. I'm not a Western, because a lot of people were surprised when I revealed my comic book characters. They said, "Oh, you're not doing like a Marvel DC like type of like art style?" Like, nope. I'm not really interested in that. I'm more so interested into the anime style when it comes to my characters and stuff. Because like I said, I grew up with Western stuff, but like especially once I got to my preteens to adulthood, it's always been anime ever since. So so that's why you see a lot of anime-esque or type of tones and look to a lot of my characters and stuff, and even down to my stories and my characters and stuff. That's why I can't wait. One thing I will tell you guys, on my website there will be a character compendium where you can actually go to the character select the characters and click on their icons, and you can get some brief backstory, and you'll be able to get their stats. Like you'll be able to get what their abilities are. It's the subsurface of their you can get all their abilities, but you'll get their surface levels abilities. So you have an idea what their fucking powers are. So you better get their abilities. You want to be able to find out if they're what their conscious levels are. You're going to find out their height. And you will get a brief summary of their backstory. So even though some characters don't come out with doesn't have a book yet, you at least get some backstory of some of these characters way before you get a chance to see them in the book. So you'll have an idea what these characters are capable of, somewhat of an idea what these characters are capable of. So wait until you see the stats of Siona. I finished Hezekiah's stats, so you'll be able to find out some of his abilities and stuff like that. It's not everything, but you'll be able to see see the list of some of his abilities. Photonic, which is the leader of Ultra Squad X, you'll be able to see what his powers are, like the name of his powers and everything like that, and what he's capable of. And you can get his backstory, his age, his real name and stuff like that. And I said before, Siona, you'll be able to get her back some summary of some of her stuff and her abilities and what she's capable of and stuff like that. And then so forth. So right now on the website, you're going to get the first 8 characters from the Foundation, which is the first 8 series that I'm working on, which is VK, Ultra Squad X, Neo Suit Johnny, Die Star Champion Siona, Cobra and Viper, Faith Tanaka from the 8th Omni District, the Great Samaritan, and then also Adrenaline. And I will be updating the site. I don't know what my schedule will be, but I'll be updating with new characters, and you will see like the new marker that's new. This is a new character that's been posted up, and you'll be able to get their stats and stuff. So you'll at least, I want you involved and entrenched in my world and get to know these characters and everything. So where was I? Mugen Lord back in the day when I had Sega. My favorite video game of all time was Road. Oh man, God, Road Rash, bro. I have Road Rash on Sega Genesis, but Road Rash that came out on the PlayStation was awesome. But the best Road Rash for me was Road Rash 64 because it was a 4-player, bro. 4-player Road Rash was fucking sick, man. We used to play that a whole lot at game night. So I think if the Rippaverse had a fighting game, it should be a 3D one. You think so? I was more so thinking like a 2D fighter, like because these characters got powers, like so they'll probably do like a lot of high jumps, or if they do the Injustice approach, like you can throw them through buildings and throw them through like environments. Can you imagine like how when Yarek gripped Ice Arm the fuck up and threw and just dropped them on the car? Can you imagine that be like a sequence in the fighting game if he does like an Injustice type of gameplay with the Rippaverse characters, where there's an actual like sequence when you fighting that you can just punch somebody and they fall in the exact car that Avery fell on, Ice Arm fell on. I think that'd be funny as fuck if Eric July did some shit like that. How would you do the story of Marvel versus Capcom or Street Fighter? I don't know. I never. I would have to think about that. Like right now, like trying to do. I'm like, I'm not really worried about doing stories for other people's shit now. I got my own shit, so I don't think about that stuff anymore. I don't care about doing fan fictions for Mega Man. I don't care about fan fictions for Naruto. I don't care about fan fictions for Final Fantasy. I got my own shit, so I don't think about stories now. Like if I was playing the game and I didn't like the story, I would say, hey, this is how I would have did a story of like that. But other than that, I don't even think about it. They don't even cross my mind. Like, how would I, like, what would like, how would I do a story from Marvel? And I don't care for any of that. Like, I got my own properties, you know. Um, from what I've seen from them, they are old school superheroes. You can do a story mode in a fine game. Just look at Mortal Kombat. Too bad MK gameplay sucks, dude. Mortal Kombat is just nostalgia for me. Like, I never liked Mortal Kombat's gameplay. The only gameplay that I liked was Mortal Kombat 9. But NetherRealm Studios got the most jankiest, and it always hurts my fingers because their games have delay. Like when you do the input, they don't react the moment you press the button. There's delay with their inputs and stuff, which makes it feels even more like janky as fuck. Animations are horrible, and I don't know why they get away with that shit. Horrible fucking animations. I personally like less powerful, more grounded hero stories. Also, love your mix of anime and Western style, much like Conor McGregor. Yes, that's why I chose Chibibit, Jessica, my artist. I chose her because it is anime, but at the same time, it's also west, like a Western approach to it. Because I have this one character that definitely look like a Western character, but it's anime at the same time, and you'll see that character. It's in VK, and you'll see this character. And when I looked at it, she asked me, "Do you like it?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "This character's perfect." She said, "It looks kind of Western a little bit. The way she drew it's still anime aesthetic, but you can see the Western in it." So no, that's actually perfect because I'm not fully anime. I want to marry both the Western culture and Eastern culture in terms of style. So no, this is perfect in how you designed this character or whatever like that. Said my anime manga inspired my art style. That's why I'm going more anime style, like the seinen genre and their art style. So far, your work looks very webtoon. Reminds me of Tower of God, and that was super popular. Yeah, I never heard of webtoons until when I first revealed you guys, the first artwork, and people said, "Man, it reminds me of webtoons." Never knew what it was until I started looking. So that's more like Korean like style and stuff like that, and makes sense because when I mentioned it to her, when you guys were saying it looks like webtoons, I mentioned it to her. She laughed, said, "Yeah, I find." So yeah, because she said I worked. She used to work in do webtoons and stuff like that on projects. So yeah, so it makes sense, right? Sort of waiting for Mugen Lord to get on Shadow Generation of Dynasty his reaction. Oh, I seen the gameplay to Shadow Generation because my brother has the game. It looks dope as fuck. I just gotta get around to buying it myself. What's up, Rudy? Frontiers is better than Forces. I do not like I know Frontiers people say it's good, but I don't like that direction at all. The game looks generic as fuck. Like you got Sonic, and then the environments look like generic assets. It just nah, I'm good. Mortal Kombat 1 is the stalest looking fighting game. Yeah, that one looks generic. Like that Mortal Kombat MK1 looks generic as fuck. All the characters look boring as hell in regards to design, male and female. Both style. That's what the creator Trigun did. It just sounds like you want your stuff to look like the Boondocks. Oh, I didn't think about that. You got a point. Which Street Fighter anime you saw first? Street Fighter 2. I saw Street Fighter 2, and then after Street Fighter 2, my Asian friend Dominic Sukapan, that was his name. I was in, what grade was I in? I'm trying to remember. 5th grade. I believe it was 5th grade. I was no. 6th grade. I was in 6th grade, and he had the VHS of Street Fighter 2V, and he let me hold it. and I brought it home, and me and Keo sat down in the living room and we watched it. I was floored, loved it, love Street Fighter 2V. Internet, what's wrong with Boondocks? So I'm glad they killed Maria in the movie. Nothing, just sounds like that's what he's describing. Boondock was great up until they got rid of the creator. I stopped watching the fourth. Yeah, the fourth season was ass. I bought my dad the box set years ago with all the seasons and stuff like that. But yeah, so yeah, like with Venus Orion Comics, the art style is a marriage. There's a marriage between the West and the East together, and that's the style I want to go for it to make it more stand out more or whatever. So West people who's not into anime and more so in the Western stuff, they can really vibe with it, and then people that's into anime and stuff like that can also vibe with it and stuff. So that's what I want to. That's what I'm going for. And that's how I'm be picking up more and more artists deliver, like that uniqueness or that anime style for my comic series. Because like I said, as I start expanding, I'm going to need more and more artists. So they got to be on Chabibit's or Jessica's level, or they have to be better than her. They have to be better than her. So that's the thing with that. And I'm looking forward to meeting all these these artists and stuff like that in the future. I already have this one artist I do is this Chinese artist that I do have in mind for the Siona series, and he draws beauty. Like when I say his artwork is phenomenal, but he draws his female characters really, really good. So Siona is like the highlight. Now my artist draw female characters really good, but she suggested that, hey, you need to find an artist who can really do Siona some justice as far as her curves and everything when it's time to do her book or whatever like that. And also when Cobra and Viper as well and stuff. So there's one artist I do have my eyes on, and when the time is right, I'll approach him and see will he do my Siona book. He said, "Hey, Mugen, sorry I'm late." No, it's okay, Okuma. Yeah, my dad like Boondocks. Do you care for any Disney live action remakes? No, never watched any of the live action. Never watched any of the live action remakes. Never seen any of them. My step grandma can't stand it. She hates to use the N-word so much. Yeah, my dad loved it, but we just laugh at that because it's a lot of truth and it pokes fun at Black people and it makes points. And it pokes fun at everybody, white people, everybody. There's a lot of truth in a lot of that stuff. And I'm glad that they didn't reboot it or bring it back, because then they would have hijacked it and made it super, super woke for no reason when the author himself had powerful messages in it. You know what I'm saying? That everybody was able to relate to and get something out of it. Yeah, so I can't remember. It's been so long since I watched the Boondocks. Well, I love the fuck out of the Boondocks. Really, really enjoyed it and everything. But yeah, that's exactly what I'm going for. As far as my comics, video games, and can't wait, man. Like the story of Invincible and how Invincible got popular and how they got a TV show. I watched that documentary, man. It's so inspirational, man. And that's what keeps me motivated too. I watch a lot of, since I'm doing comics now, I look at a lot of inspirational how some of these comic book writers, some of these comic book artists, some of these manga writers, some of these manga artists and stuff like that, how they became who they were and how their series became successful. It's so inspiring. And that's what's also keeping me going. Because like these men and women were incredible at what they do. You know what I'm saying? And if I can even be half of that, I think that'll be awesome. But that's why I'm trying to leave my footprint with Venus Orion Comics and in my characters and stuff. You know, you can tell when white people wrote. You can tell when white people write certain characters, write things like perfect example. like how they write black characters, like some of the language and how they phrase certain things. And I say that's not how black people talk. Black people don't talk that way. They don't say certain things. They don't say this. They don't say this. They don't talk in this vernacular this way. And how they phrasing it, you can tell like somebody white wrote this script. Like no black person in their mind will write a black character like this because that's not how we talk. Like that's you can tell that this is a white person who think this is how black people sound or how it how things play out, how scenarios play out, and have no knowledge at all. You know what I'm saying? So you can definitely see that when it comes to certain things. You heard what happened to Willie Williams, man. It's sad, bro. What happened? Which Cowboy said sci-fi? Outlaw Star is my. I love all three of those that you just mentioned. Trigun, I got on DVD. Tsunami, I taped every last Outlaw Star on VHS. I still have my VHS that I taped of every episode of Outlaw Star. Still got that, and I watched Cowboy Bebop a little bit later. I watched Cowboy Bebop when I watched Cowboy Bebop around 2011 when I went back to college, and then me and my girlfriend, my new girlfriend, me and her sat down and watched Cowboy Bebop together, and she never watched anime before, so we watched Cowboy Bebop together, and we loved it together. It's probably the best anime series written there. 3D CGI to this day still holds up. Yup, all three of those. Yup, all three of those are just awesome, man. I think Trigun is the biggest surprise because I was not expecting Vash Stampede. The story just went left field in a good way. To be fair, all three are the top 20. Yeah, Bebop is the most I've seen of the three. Yeah, man, I love all three of them. Outlaw Star, one of my favorites, man. Love the cast of characters, and I love the end, like the ending theme every time. Beautiful music, man. I used to look forward to watch Outlaw Star every time I came home from school and watched Tsunami. Love the hell out of it, man. Love Outlaw Star. I never 86. Don't even know what that is. Wendy Williams lost her show now on a forced partnership. It was me. Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about now. So I can't wait to wait till the Karate Kid Legends movie comes out. Cobra Kai has been the best. Yeah, I gotta finish Cobra Kai. I stopped at season 2. I gotta get back to it. I lost track of it, so I gotta get back into watching Cobra Kai again. Man, in fact, I may even start it tonight, like season 3 or whatever. Season 3 or whatever. So, can you tell me where I can improve on my art? I broke my left joint, bro. I like if anything, you would have to ask my artist. Like, I'm not an artist, so like I don't know what advice I could give you as an artist because I'm not an artist. I'm a writer, so I wouldn't be able to give you the best advice to improve and stuff. Because I'm not an artist. You would have to talk to because you know my artist. She's also in my Discord too. You can always hit her up because she talked to a few of you guys who are in the art channel on my Discord, and she pops up when you like even though our time zones are different. She's like 13 hours, a 13-hour difference. She does pop in when somebody do tag her. So whenever she has the time to respond, she does pop in because a couple of you guys that was asking her for some feedback with their art and stuff and how they improve and stuff, and she was there. So if anything, I would suggest you join my Discord and hit her up in the art channel and stuff. And whenever she get a chance to get to you, she'll answer you. Also, one episode Outlaw starting to never aired on tonight. The bear breast is a fan service episode where the gang are out at a hot spring. Oh, you know what that sad episode on Outlaw Star? It was so sad. Remember that they were stationed at a colony, and you know in this episode it was more so about the little kid. And remember, everybody's doing their thing, and the little kid would go to the park. And he would see this little girl with this cat. And those two end up talking with each other. And it's the first time he actually started falling in love. Like he's a young boy. So now he meets a little girl. And she's his age. She looks about his age. And now he's having feelings. Now he keeps showing up to this park, and Gene is wondering why he's been acting strange lately. So they go out on this mission, and you kind of find. So they go out on this mission, and they're fighting this villain, this antagonist on this mission. And we couldn't find out the cat actually talks or whatever. Now the little boy and Gene Starwind and them, they don't know that the person that they're fighting is that little girl and that fucking cat. And it was so sad because they end up killing the little girl and the cat, but they don't know. They don't know. And the little boy was going to confess his feelings to her that night. And he don't know that he killed her. Oh my God, that shit was so fucking sad. He goes to the park to look for her, and she doesn't show up because she has no idea that they killed her. And before she died, she was thinking about him. She was talking to her cat. And, oh my God, dude. That episode hit me hard at that time. I think I was like 13, maybe 14 at the time when that episode came out. And that thing really hit me in the gut. That was so sad. And then I think Gene showed up and was wondering what was going on and stuff like that. And yeah, man, the little boy was crushed, but he didn't know that he killed her. Oh, like, God damn. All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Jim. That was super. Yeah, Jim. Yeah. I can't. It's been so long since I watched Outlaw Star. Can't remember all the characters' names. But yo, dog, that was a sad episode, man. That was a sad fucking episode. There are a couple episodes of the other animes like that as well. A trope I love, as I love love tragedies, but also still hits hard every time. Yeah, man. That joint hit me real fucking hard. I was like, damn. And he would never know the truth. He would never know that he killed her. He would never know that. As far as he know, that she abandoned him or she don't like him. Oh, that's all he know because she never showed up, but he didn't know that he killed her. I was like, damn. I was like, I like shit like that. I want to be able to write storytelling just like that with my stories, like shit like that that gets you sitting back, holding your heart, you know. But that's not easy to do. I have to get better. I would have to practice and get better with my writing to craft storylines like that where you just hold your heart. Like, damn, like Mugen Lord really did this. Like, he did this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to do. Those are moments I want people to talk about, even to the day I'm old and gone. You know what I'm saying? That they will talk about shit like that. You know, and that's why I love anime so much, man. He said the saddest anime I've ever seen was called Hana. I think I heard that last episode that anime was blowing my eyes out. Damn, man. Constantly remind me of the episode of King of the Hill where Bobby meets the Japanese girl. Yeah, dog. Like that got me in my fucking feels. I just couldn't believe. I couldn't even believe that. I was like, my God. The most recent anime that got me in my feels that still fucks me up is Cyberpunk 2077 anime. The what you call them runners. Oh my God, man. That shit got me, bro. Like everybody fucking died. Like except like the main protagonist, except for the chick. Like it was so sad, man. Like I said, he's gonna get out of this, right? Like he's gonna get out of this, right? Nah, man. Like dude, that anime fucked me up. I didn't know I was gonna love Cyberpunk Edge Runners the way I did. Yeah, man. David went down like a G, man. Well, like all of them. That shit was set, dude. Like that shit almost made me my eyes almost got teary-eyed, dude. That shit almost got me teary-eyed. Everybody got killed on that anime. All the main characters got killed, but the chick. Everybody got killed in that shit. And another product. Shady, I never heard of Shady Do-Rags. I had never heard of it. So I had another project, and it saddens me when I thought about killing a character I made that I enjoyed. Yeah, that's the thing about a writer, man. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not spoiling anything. I'll just say this: niggas gonna be getting killed in my Vias Orion Comics. Niggas will be getting killed. I'm just putting it out there. Niggas will be getting killed. So I'm not telling you who's gonna be getting killed, but people will be getting killed in my comics. I always said to maintain Dragon Ball literacy, Dragon Ball does simplicity the right way. Yep. Also, I pray that at last Rebecca survived, but the way she went out made me so mad. Bro, the way she went out, I was like, oh shit. Like I said, she's dead. I'm like, oh damn. That reminds me, I should make a 3D model of Shady Durag. He said, oh my God, the anime that got me in my feels was Digimon Tamers. I could never really get into Digimon. I don't know why I can't. I just can't get into it. Haven't gotten around to Edge Runners yet. I'm probably gonna. Yeah, you could binge it in one in one setting. Shit, like I said, I almost cried, especially that ending, man. That ending almost made me cry, bro. That ended, and I'm so mad about the Game Awards. They should have got an award for that. Instead, they gave it to that League of Legends, I think. Edge Runner should have got that shit, bro. Edge Runner should have got that shit. Like, bro, I was almost about to start shedding tears by the end of that damn anime, man. 18 reader interest in surprising stories, though. Yeah. Rebecca was everybody's, and you know that CD Projekt Red was pulling a woke move on the studio that was working on the anime, because they were saying, like, Rebecca, they kept saying, CD Projekt Red kept saying that Rebecca was a lowly, and the studio that was working on the anime of Cyberpunk said, "Yo, if you don't let," they said the lowly stays. If you don't let us put Rebecca in this fucking anime, then we're not doing this shit. They threatened them, said the lowly stays. If the lowly don't stay, we out of here. So they kept it in there, and lo and behold, Rebecca became one of the most popular character, got the most fan art and everything. Out of all the characters, she has the most fan art, the most hentai, the most everything. She was the driving force why people watched it, because everybody kept talking about her. Yeah, I know. People say Arcane was really good, but man, no, man. I liked it at Cyberpunk, since she was an anime that surprised me that year. Not many isekais with actual good. Now I'm trying to remember this one anime. It was one season. It was a one and done. I think it was called Recreator. I think it was, where you had manga. You had different creators. You had this one person that created a manga, but his manga, the female character came from out of her world into his world. And what happened was, every creator of a certain video game or a manga or anime, their characters were coming to the real world and they had to fight this antagonist. And then what happened was, they had to meet this one guy, because the villain of a fighting game, not the hero of the fighting game, didn't come to the world. The villain did. So he shows up. So the main character had to find all the authors of their characters and to get their characters so they can join up to fight this antagonist. It was dope, man. Balls. So much Rebecca fan art. Oh yeah, I just realized something. Your video about devs starting their own studios, there was something, huh? Yeah. Yup. He said Rebecca was definitely my favorite too, and I'm glad the studios stood their ground against CD Projekt Red about her inclusion. Yeah, cause I watched the interview. This chick was talking about, she worked at CD Projekt Red. I seen the CD Projekt Red interview about the anime, and she's like, "Yeah, we talked to them about it. We kept saying it was a lowly, and we don't want this kind of character. It breaks the rules to the universe of Cyberpunk and stuff." And they said, "Bitch, the lowly stays. If she doesn't, then we out of here." And you gotta remember, Cyberpunk wasn't doing good at the time because of that rocky launch. or whatever like that. So they couldn't make them demands. CD Projekt Red, they didn't have no leverage to make those type of demands. So they let them do it. So I'm still over Arcane. Trigger knows what they're doing. They saved Cyberpunk. They did. Because of that anime, everybody downloaded Cyberpunk. There was like a resurgence of Cyberpunk 2077. And like I said, I waited. I didn't buy it on launch. My brothers and them did. I waited because I said I'm waiting for them to patch this game. So when the anime came out, I was sold. I went out and bought the game. There was a sale too. I bought the game. I had to. The anime pushed me to go, like, you know what? I gotta buy it. Japan still on business like women's hockey, sent Americans. Katana said no cuts, basically threatened them. It already sounds cool as hell. Have you seen Higurashi? Oh, you talking about the When They Cry or whatever that airy anime and oh my god, that shit. It started out like a happy life, like slice of life anime, like the intro, and then that shit went left field. It became a horror film. It became a horror anime. It just didn't make sense. And then it was like, then they kept. It was like there was like a loop that was going. It was weird. It was fucking weird. What's a Rambo? He said, "Will Hezekiah have a Rambo? What's that? You have to explain that to me. I do not know what that is." That's just like how those assholes at Marvel Comics did the Punisher, totally messed up the ending to that dude. I was pissed off. He said, I love When They Cry as a kid. I'm still not over it. I did not either. I bought it after expansion came out and still regretted it. There's a new Golden game called Golden Star Leap. Yeah, it's a mobile game. I'm not wasting my time with that. The internet, the latest anime will make you hate Sadako. I haven't caught up with the. Did they ever finish that one with Battler? The Higurashi, the sequel, the one they were on the island and everybody was getting killed on that, and Battler had to figure out who's killing people and stuff. Did they ever finish that? Bro, did they ever finish Sekirei? My friend Sir Science introduced me to Sekirei. Never heard it. Because I remember when he bought it to my dorm room, and he showed me the box. I'm like, is he trying to get me to watch hentai? I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, chicks with big ass titties. It looked in sexual tone. I'm like, what the fuck is this? But once I sat down and watched that shit, the plot is fucking good. Did they ever finish Sekirei? Yeah, man, they just stopped that joint. Like, and what's that other one? I saw that other ecchi anime called Redo Healer. That shit is raw, bro. He said this man was really good, but he never continued the anime. Man, that's Umaneko. That's a spinoff. Yeah, the Umaneko, man. Did they ever finish that anime? But bro, I know people was talking shit about Redo Hero, so much drama around it. I wanted to know what it was about. So that's what happened with Shield Hero. It was so much controversy around Shield Hero. That's what made me go watch it for a second and see what the fuss was about and end up falling in love with the first season. I still haven't watched the second season yet, especially after the voice actor for the English dub had passed away. Because I thought the voice acting was pretty good, the English dub. And once he passed away, I was like, do I really want to watch it now? Because I would love to get him to voice one of my characters, like for like my games for my RPG, and stuff like that. Because I liked his voice; it fit one of my characters. But anyway, Redo Heroes the same way. Somebody will watch this shit. I'm like, yo, is this a hentai? What the fuck is going on? But it's not a hentai, but it is like a borderline hentai or something like that. And the story was actually pretty good. That anime was fucking ridiculous. Is there a new season? Did season 2 come out yet? I don't think I'll ever watch Redo Here. That anime is just fucked up. No, I haven't seen Goblin Slayer. There's controversy with that. I haven't watched that. They'll never finish Sekirei. The anime is way too different from the manga, and the hero anime rarely gets reboots. Okay. a Shield. Yeah, the Shield hero was great, but extremely sad. Yeah, man. And I seen the video where the voice actor said that he was going to be fine and he's getting all the medical treatment and stuff, and he didn't make it. And it was sad. And plus, when he turned down the role, he gave the role. I watched the video where he said he gave the role to somebody else because he's, because of the medical treatment and the cancer and stuff. And it was so sad, man. He says the show yet. I'm tempted to get the manga. It already, but let me put it this way: are they coming out with a second season? That's what I should be asking. Yeah, Shield Hero was a great anime streaming. Yeah, I would love him to. I would hire him to do voice acting for one of my characters because his voice, man, fits one of my characters. Have you seen my one hit kill sister? Nope, never even heard of it. And to answer your question, yes, the anime of Homonecula is finished. Okay, Dev Independence is going to make a break for a lot of people. Yeah. Oh, no news yet. Okay, yeah, because what's up, LG? Yeah, man. I'm definitely waiting for that. I'm trying to finish. JoJo Bizarre Adventure. Stone Ocean. I think the one with the daughter, Jolene. That one it's getting weirder and weirder. I'm starting to lose interest in it because it's getting too weird. It's getting too fucking weird. Like some of these stands and these abilities and stuff like that. It's getting starting to get too weird. I'm starting to lose interest in it. Oh yeah, definitely. Emily, what's up? What's up, Emily? Seen Hell's Paradise? Nope, I never seen Hell's Paradise. Dead Man Wonderland, bro. I'm mad as fuck that it ended on such a cliffhanger that I was in college when I seen Dead Man's Wonderland. And I'm mad as fuck that it ended on such a cliffhanger that he never continued the anime. I'm tempted to read the manga. I'm tempted. That's some weird shit, but also really good. It makes it some interesting ideas. Oh, what's up, Rob? So when are we going to get a season 2 of High Rise Invasion? Never heard of it. Yeah, bro. Dead Man Wonderland, dude. Bro. That shit got me at the end of that season, at the end of the season. And they never continued that shit, bro. Man, that had me invested. See, that's the thing. I don't watch a lot of anime because at this age right now, I don't watch a lot of anime. And because I don't watch a lot of animes, because it will consume my time. I would not be productive because especially if an anime is really good, I will binge it all day. Oh my God. Recently, I watched Dr. Stone for the first time. Oh my God. I watched both seasons of Dr. Stone. Bro, I love that fucking anime. And you know me, like this anime don't have like action, like fighting and stuff like that. They don't have like a lot of fighting and a lot of like intense, like shonen type action and stuff like that. But it's interesting, man, like how like Dr. Stone, like how they would invent stuff in like this prehistoric era. And you get like a little lesson of how certain things are put together and how you be able to make certain things. Very interesting. I love the plot to it. I just love the plot. Dr. Stone is fucking awesome. I watched both seasons on Netflix. I love it. Have I seen Ghost in the Shell? Let me ask you a question. Can a duck swim? Of course. Of course I've seen Ghost in the Shell. Venus Orion Comics. Inspiration. The creator of Xeno and the Ghost in the Shell anime, and of course other things, and Final Fantasy VII and many other things. But Ghost in the Shell and Xeno Saga, the Xeno series is one of my big main inspirations behind the whole evolution of Venus Orion Comics to begin with. I love Ghost in the Shell. I'm in love with Ghost in the Shell, especially Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. My baby mom, when we were together at the time, there was a Black Friday sale years ago where I was able to, you get one box set, you buy one box set and you get the other box set free. And it was at Suncoast Videos. And she bought me the first box set and I got the second box set for free. I got the entire first and then second gig, the second season. Got that. Loved the movie. The movie's weird as fuck. And then I watched the recent one, the CGI, the one of CG. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but I don't like anime that goes completely 3D unless it's originally 3D. Ghost in the Shell has beautiful animation, beautiful artwork, and you go from 2D animation and you go straight to 3D. And so that kind of messed me up that it went to 3D. It doesn't have that charm as far as the visual aesthetics are concerned. But once it got the ball rolling, that story fucked me up too. Is it? Yeah, I like High School Today. They never finished it. The actual science in that show is great. Yeah. It was mid. Cinco Cola is one to make. Dr. Stone is amazing. I just started watching last year. Won the marathon the latest season. Once the dub finished. Yeah, season 2 is out. Season 2 is out. I watched it, finished it. Yes. Yeah, it sucks that the creator passed away. We'll never see continue in the end. The manga and anime because the manga art is really different. Ghost in the Shell standalone goal is the reason why I would never trust anyone that wants to put their brain in computers. You inspire Ghost in the Shell to start. Like I said, like Faith Tanaka. Faith Tanaka is in her series, the Eighth Omni District is a respect and an inspiration from Ghost in the Shell. If you look at her design, you can see somewhat of Ghost in the Shell in there. I didn't like the ending of the ending. Are you talking about the CG one, the most recent one, right? That ending fucked me up. I'm still confused. I'm intrigued and I'm interested, but I'm confused as fuck. So I gotta look at some breakdown videos so they can explain that shit to me because I got lost at the end of that. I was like, what? I was like, what? Yeah, I heard a certain magical index. Only saw that's the one where he can negate shit with his hand or something like that. And you had the railgun girl. Only seen like one episode of the magical index. My friend Sir Science from college, he introduced me to that. My biggest problem with with Cyberpunk is why doesn't everyone have Bluetooth? Good question. Have you seen Air Gear? My brother loved Air Gear. He watched that. I never seen Air Gear. I've never seen Tenju Tingay. Never seen that. Really, you make characters based on the major. That's awesome. Yeah, Faith Tanaka is where I got my inspiration. Got my inspiration from one of my characters. Let me see. Second. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Do 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 do. One second, guys. Oops, wrong button. Damn it. Yeah, so like I said, Faith Tanaka, she I took inspiration with Ghost in the Shell and stuff like that. The formulate the character, to formulate my character and stuff like that. So she's part of the foundation of my universe. So her series will be coming out, the Eighth Omni District, Omni Protocol, Faith Tanaka. I can't wait to get into her story. Like I said before, you're going to get into, like I said, every part of the foundation itself, as I explained before to you guys, is when you will get different parts of the universe itself and its mechanics and everything. Like I said, like in VK, you guys was introduced to the Guardian system and the bracelet, the watch that they wear and stuff. And like I said, like Faith Tanaka, she's an Omni soldier. She's part of the 8th Omni District. So she's part of that. She's part of that system. And the people that's part of the 8th district, they are like the boots on the grounds. They are the enforcer of the Guardian system. So when you get to her comic series, we're going to actually break down the Guardian system itself. So you want to, so like in VK, you want to get the surface level of the Guardian system, you know, through world building and how the people and the citizens of Neo-Delphia, you know, how they live through the system. But you ain't going to get the nitty gritty of any of that stuff until you get to her series. When I release her series, the 8th Omni District Omni Protocol. So that's what you're going to. You really going to get into that. I haven't. My brother got the game for PS2, Eureka 7, and I watched like an episode or two of Eureka 7. And he said, "Man, I love Jobless Rudy's lipness problem. Whatever, man. Internet best villain in any recent anime I've ever seen, or whatever." But yeah, so you definitely going to get into this with her characters, man. So I'm doing good, just working on my characters. That's good. That's good. So yeah, I can't wait. And wait until you meet her teammates and stuff like that. Her other five teammates that's part of her team that she leads and stuff. So it's going to be something, man. It's going to be something I can't wait to work on. Mugen Lord. Also, how do you feel about? I wasn't really a fan of Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man's. Didn't really care for him much. The first one was good. I didn't really like the second one. The second one's kind of campy. There's also a Ghost in the Shell video game, the final Steam. I remember they had like a Counter-Strike like version of this Ghost in the Shell game, but that didn't last for long. But they did have Ghost in the Shell for PS1 and PS2. And everything. So woo. All right, guys. That's it for tonight. I'm glad I was able to get on and talk to you guys. To let you guys know that there will be no stream on Friday because Striking Kills. I'm going to a convention on Friday. It's a one night. It starts at 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. It ends at 12 a.m. It's gonna be in the Philadelphia area. So Striking Kill Tees is going to be there. Orion Comics won't be there because I'm still set. I still got to get all my stuff together as far as material for my booth and everything like that. So I won't be doing Orion Comics won't be appearing into any convention until May. So I'm going there to help my brothers and them out. So I won't be streaming on Friday, but I will be streaming on Saturday. I'll be there Saturday. He said Faith tonight looked like she could be a Trails character. Yeah, take it easy, guys. It was good to see you. Yep, take it easy, man. You have a good night. See your Game Fiends later. Peace out.